Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples Cambodia. Although on this occasion we are going to have to drop that word forgotten, because this is the largest temple complex in the world. This, without doubt, is the best known. Because I'm at Angkor Wat. This complex covers 400 plus acres. It is ginormous. The moat that surrounds it is over 5 kilometres long, and it has been estimated that nearly 10 million blocks have been used to build it. So why am I here? I'm the guy that goes out into the countryside down the dusty roads. Well, there's a couple of very good reasons, and one is, look at those clouds. It is the rainy season, and those dusty roads have now turned to mud, restricting my movement. But there's a second, much more important reason, and that is something you are not seeing. And what you're not seeing is people. Have a look. It is empty. Now let me show you what it's normally like. Whereas now we have this place to ourselves. And that is incredible. What an opportunity. And I would be a complete fool if I didn't say to you, take my hand and let's go and see the grandest of the grandists and have yet another wonderful adventure. And that is the view you won't see. Now, if you look in the very distance there, you will see a few people. But what we've come to see, of course, is behind us. And look at it. It is incredible on two accounts. It's the largest, as I say, of its kind on the entire globe. And to see it completely empty, well, I don't think it'll ever happen again. It'll take another pandemic. And what you're looking at was built in the 12th century. And these shikras here are here to represent something. And what they represent is the mythical mountain of Meru, where the ancient gods, deities dwell. So let's go into their palace. And as I go through the doorway, we see wonderful carvings here. And these are on every single pillar. Wow. This place is truly worthy of the gods, but of course created by man. And hopefully the echo is now affording you an idea of the size, because this is a cathedral. It could well be in Rome, couldn't it? And if we look down, we have the corridor to our right and the corridor to our left. But it's this way I'm going to go. And to think, apart from a couple of pigeons, we have this all to ourselves. It is quite simply the pinnacle of a mighty empire. It did not get any better than this. Things changed, things mutated, yes, but this was the highest they got. And it wasn't long after that, well, it fell into decline. And it was left abandoned for oh so many years. And it wasn't until 1860 that this place was pretty much rediscovered by a very intrepid Frenchman. And the French took such a liking to this place, they kind of annexed it. But do you know what I find absolutely staggering? Is how did this place fall? Well, it is surmised that it was due to a crop failure. And even the mightiest temples are sometimes built on weak foundations. But to me, what is the most amazing fact about this place
is nobody's actually 100% certain of its original name. I mean, imagine that for a moment. It's just absolutely staggering that we're not actually sure how to address this incredible giant.
And now we head towards the very heart of this temple. And as was said, this represents the mythical mountain of the gods, Mount Meru. And here it stands. And remember also what I said at the beginning. It's approximately 10 million blocks. And we're not talking small ones. Let me just scan down to my feet here. See this block here? I'll start by putting my shoe there, right? You see my shoe? Okay, this is one block here. We go to here. Look at that. I mean, that is worthy of Stonehenge. It is quite simply the most amazing place on earth. Isn't it wonderful? This place is proliferated with birds. Now let's turn round. And we see these mighty walkways. And out here is one of the walls. Now, have a look at this. It is just massive. It's so hard for me to explain to you how big this place is. The amount of engineering, the amount of work, the labour, the love, the belief in those gods to build such an awe-inspiring place is just beyond belief. But who was it they were building it to? Well, although now very much a Buddhist structure, the archaeologists say that this place was in fact built for the Lord Vishnu, one of the main three of the Indian lords, gods, be it Vishnu, Shiva and Brahman. Now then, have a look at this again. This is one of those outer walls and we're getting this wonderful echoes. And have a look. It goes on and on and on. And there's not a soul here. We are truly blessed. So we know that they can do the grand and the bold very well. But if we look behind us and take just a few brief steps, we will see yet another side to this temple. And that is the detail. Have a look here. This is like a horse or dragon's head. It is quite simply amazing, isn't it? And here, look, the mighty warrior could be the king himself on his chariot. And just look at this wheel. The detailing is incredible. And here are his warriors battling away for the kingdom. I mean, just have a quick look at this chap here. Isn't it amazing? I mean, this is in a Basque relief, so it would take forever to do one of these. And if you make a mistake, my goodness, you're in trouble. Now, this alone is quite amazing, isn't it? But how about if it went on all the way down there? That has to be truly breathtaking. Now, it is an ancient wonder. It is just jaw-dropping. And that French chap that battled his way through the jungle and the malaria and the mosquitoes and the humidity and the swamps and rediscovered this place stood here once, and he must have been absolutely dumbstruck. I mean, it could well not have been built for the gods, but built by the gods. And there's a chap here I want to show you, and it's this guy here. Now, the reason he's darker is because people have been touching him for good luck. I won't do it, of course. But I don't know why this chap
It's maybe a representation of the king, I would guess, why he is so much more special. So if someone knows, please let me know. But it's quite obvious, isn't he? That guy there is a bit different to all the rest of them. So I'd love to know. And again, we must remember, as we look way into the distance there is just nobody here. And that is quite incredible. It has never been like this. I've lived here for nigh on 14 years. And this is just a privilege beyond privilege. There's a guard at the end there you may see in silhouette. So be able to be in such a grand and special place alone, it's like having the entire Vatican to yourself. And from one Basque relief is another. And look at these walls. It reminds me very much of Egypt. I mean, does it you? Something that may lay in the Valley of the Kings. And it's on all the walls. It's all up here. It's up here on this ginormous lintel. And as we go through, there's yet another relief. And here we see some of those mythical gods. And they're battling yet again. And it is very much the propaganda, isn't it? It is saying, you know, look at our mighty empire. Look at the battles we've won. Look at our strength and stand in awe of us.
Many of the temples I visit are often missing their hearts, but that is not the case here, because the main reason for the temple, the god that it was built to worship, is still in residence. And that god is Vishnu. And this is a wonderful example of him. Look at these lovely fresh flowers, and I wish you could smell the scent in the air. It is quite magnificent, I assure you. And Vishnu, the whole reason this temple was built, still resides here. And do you know what Vishnu's job is? He is the preserver. And this has been the mighty Angkor Wat. And hopefully this final shot will give you an idea as to how big this gallery is and how huge these Basque reliefs are. And what a privilege it has been, because this place is usually heaving with tourists. But look, we have it all to ourselves. Millions of blocks, a million hours of man's labour to create such a masterpiece. And the only two accompanying sounds I've heard walking around here is that of the birds and that of distant thunder. This piece of heaven on earth is so truly awe-inspiring, but today it is as it should be. It is tranquil and it is peaceful. It has been an absolute privilege. As always, I ask you to like, subscribe and comment. And until next time, I wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. Take good care.